just reading an article that a new deal has been struck. Hello, everybody. Welcome. That was kind of weird. I just picked it up like we never left. So yeah, the UPS drivers just got a new contract. They're represented by the Teamsters Union, and a work stoppage has been avoided. The owners were like, we have got to make sure that we do not let these folks go on strike, because people that get their stuff transported by UPS, they sensed that a strike was looming, so they were like moving their contracts to other trucking delivery companies, FedEx or whatever the yellow one is. The yellow one with the red letters, DHL, DBD, I don't know. So I'm reading that the new contract was just ratified. Now, the only important part of this is what the average UPS driver makes. And I was like, what? What the fuck? The average UPS driver, delivery dude, prior to this contract, was making $145,000 a year plus benefits. Now they're going to make $170,000 a year plus benefits. I shit you not. My God. Look at, holy fuck. Amanda says, well, we need them. So you don't think that that's a little bit exorbitant for a driver? A guy whose basic skill requirement is push the gas down, get up, grab the packages, walk in, and then walk back to the truck. An idiot could do that. Kenny says there's no fucking way the average UPS delivery person makes that much. Well, let's take a look. Tyler says, wait, wasn't Ben working there for a hot second? No, he was working there for FedEx, so current part-time workers. So the average UPS driver, the full-time guy, will make $170,000 in pay, benefits with new contract. Part-time workers will also see a bump in pay and benefits, bringing their pay to $25.75 an hour by the end of the 5-year contract. Wow. That is, you get what you get. You get what you can get. That's awesome. As members of the Teamsters Union voted on a new contract with UPS, the company provided investors with an update on how much the agreement could cost the company. During Tuesday's earnings call, UPS CEO Carol B. Tomei said the agreement was a win-win-win for all involved, saying the new agreement provides employees with the best pay and benefits in the industry. Holy shit. $170,000. That's what Tomei says. The average full-time driver would make around $170,000 a year in pay and benefits by the end of the 5-year contract, which is up from $145,000 now. The new contract came as Teamsters previously authorized a strike if leaders could not reach an agreement. Boy, that is, I just am shocked that a job that requires so little brain activity, and you can't tell me, I don't give a shit what you tell me, there is no way that job should pay that much money. I'm glad that the union got it for them, but let's be honest here. You can be an absolute dipshit and do that job, and you can't tell me otherwise. You grab package, throw it in truck, drive, get out, and throw it on the porch. That's it. Don't try to convince me otherwise that there's any more to that job. That is tops $31,000 a year. They are getting roped. $170 on the average, $25.75 an hour for a part-timer. What I do as a French fry cook, it takes more brain power than a UPS driver. And Bosco's gives me $17 an hour. By the way, the radio station gives me $12 an hour. A fry cook slaughters the hourly pay rate of the average radio guy. Oh, my God. Not that takes any brain power to do anyway, but holy shit. I just cannot get over that. Ryan adds, quote, "It's important to note that the $170,000 figure represents the entire wealth of the UPS package, including benefits, but doesn't represent the base salary. UPS drivers currently make an average of about $95,000 a year with an additional $50,000 in benefits," the company says. So there is something in the fine print there. That's still way too much. Still way too much. That is a shit ton of money. But that's interesting, though, that there's like a conflict, like what I pulled out to what you pulled out from your source, which I don't doubt. But it's just interesting. You know what it might be? The folks from UPS might be like inflating those numbers somehow to make it look better for the news press release. Amanda says you do have to pay for the union out of that money as well, though. Yes, you got to pay for like the representation. Amanda is very sympathetic to these drivers. That's how she gets her sex. She says, "Are you kidding me? They have to put up with winter. They have to deliver in the Phoenix heat. They don't have good air conditioning in those trucks. They have heavy packages that they have to deliver. They have to make sure that they make their deliveries on time. There's a list of things that make it worth it." Boy, you're like a union shill for them. Yeah, all right, $32,000 a year. Aram says, don't postal workers have to do that as well? Yeah, that overpaid. Absolutely overpaid. The next time that guy pulls up to my house and I walk down the drive to meet him, to give him a handful of seconds extra time, I'm like, fuck that shit. You get your ass up there. I'm going to watch you do it. Ryan says, meanwhile, a postal worker is making clean cut $8 an hour. Amanda says, postal workers usually don't have very big, heavy boxes because that's not what they do. Amanda is really big on big UPS. She's all about big delivery. She is a cog in the machine for the union. Sean says, I drive truck. I'm nowhere near 170,000. Kenny says, the fuck they don't. Aram says, how do you know? The Amanda Show, sponsored by Big UPS. Amanda says, I love my UPS driver at work. He has sex with me. We know him by his first name. We've seen him in and out of work settings. He has a big black dick. So that explains it. Kenny says Amazon and FedEx both dump packages off to my local USPS office to finish their deliveries. All right. So that's what you got to do. You got to sign up to try to be an employee. Apply at UPS these days. What a fucking steal. Congrats to anyone who is a UPS driver. You just got an awesome contract. And I'm going to tell you to your face, you are crazily overpaid. All right? You are more overpaid than even teachers, who are the most overpaid of all of them. Most overpaid gig in America is teacher. Free, you got summers off, you still get paid. And then, all you got to do is say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing a fundraiser because I've got to buy a couple pencils this year. Can you please support the classroom? And then all of a sudden, people give you like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of supplies, which you can then sell on eBay. Great way to make it's like a side hustle in the name of the kids. If my wife heard me saying this, I would be so dead. So dead. Patrick is here, known as Suspicious Maximum. He was causing all sorts of trouble yesterday. Not me this time. I was not the one causing the trouble, but the folks on the Boomer Bunker were doing their show, and Patrick was saying mean things on their show. I'm surprised they didn't ban you. Patrick writes, I've been trolling these psychos. This dude or gal wanted me to share this with you. I don't believe anything these weirdos are saying. You're absolutely right. They are radical. Dude just played a video and you could hear a beep, and that Bob dude said, it sounds like a black person's live stream, I guess, because it sounded like a smoke alarm that needs batteries. I don't know what that means. They said vaccines were causing heart problems and much more. And this person, known as Beached Squid, wrote, if Eric Zane actually knew how Twitch worked, he would have videos from when everything went down. Because, and then something is edited, to figure out how things work on his own, all you have to go by is his word. Believe me, his word isn't shit. He's the guy who would have gotten his ass kicked in school for talking shit he has no idea about. That is 1,000,000% accurate. In fact, I got my ass kicked for doing that. That is beached_squid. And he would have kept his pie hole shut. Wait a minute. To sum it all up, fuck Eric Zane. And he would have kept if he would have kept his pie hole shut, it would still be on Free Beer and Hot Wings. Shauner said, oh my fucking God, it's a stereotype from black gamers that you can hear the smoke alarm beep over the headset all the time. Oh. I said, oh, good. I don't even know who that person is. I remember seeing that name over the years. Minutes later, Patrick writes, I continued to troll them. The big dude would periodically stop the show and address what I was saying. I was saying things that were ridiculous to try and get to them. The lady on the show was extremely uncomfortable and repeatedly asked the fat man to change the subject and ban me. This went on for 45 minutes. After multiple racial slurs and the use of the N-word in many drops, I said if anyone was actually listening, they would be canceled. Fat Man was just getting into the bend the knee story. I guess that's a reference to a couple weeks ago when I was doing that whole thing. Bend the knee and say sorry. Which he did not have a problem with, and then abruptly ended the show. He said he was getting a bunch of phone calls. Patrick says, I believe I shut them down. I told multiple members of their audience to bend the knee and beg for forgiveness because they know they messed up. Hopefully you enjoy this. I had fun messing with them. I responded with excellent work, Patrick. That is fun. As we welcome Linda back from her trip out west, stalking reality TV show stars. Patrick says there were tons of racist innuendos during that show. Aram says if Zane had kept his mouth shut, there would not be a Free Beer and Hot Wings show anymore. I don't know about that. Come on now. Maureen is back too. Welcome to you guys. So glad you're here. Maureen sent something very funny that I have to read. I'm glad you're here. I got to put these glasses back on again. By the way, before I get to this, I talked about this on the Patreon yesterday. In the back of my mind, I was a little bit concerned about a test that I had to have done. And it was a PSA test. That is a test looking for prostate-specific antigen. And if the presence of it is more than it should be, it's a pretty good sign that you have prostate cancer. So, as you know, now this is a good news story, so everything's fine. So I've been having these issues with that prostate gland of mine. What the fuck is going on with that thing, you know? So I got the blood test, and I just got the results back, and it's totally fine. The level of PSA in my system is right in the normal, in the green, because when it shows up on my chart, it's like green, yellow, red, and black. Black means you're like dead. And mine's in the green. Chris in Maine says, I've been meaning to ask, have you been playing a lot of 5v1 lately? That'll flare it up. Is that a euphemism for pounding your pud? 5v1? I've never heard that. That's funny. Maureen writes this while she was in California. Greetings from sunny Southern California, Venice Beach specifically. Now, that's where we stay when we go. And Venice is pretty rough. If you were able to notice, ladies, if you walk around Venice, there's a spot leading right to the beach where you got, what do you call it? Traffic going one way, and then a median, and then traffic going the other way directly to the ocean. And that spot in between the roads, it's just a homeless encampment. It's like a mile-long stretch of homeless people. And it's a whole community. But you can only go so far. If you get to a certain point, there's like a sign. It says, if you go this far, we're going to take your shit. So they only go so far. But still, once you get to the beach, it is a very colorful area. My kind of people. There's this fantastic skate park that's right there. It's world renowned skate park. In fact, you probably saw it, but that's where a portion of that Barbie movie that everybody is losing their shit about was filmed there on location. She says it's so beautiful here. The sky is so blue and the sound of the waves crashing is fantastic. The other day, a wacky lady on the sidewalk looked at me and said, "I curse you lesbians." Holy shit. I didn't want to engage, but I said, "What have you got against lesbians?" She just repeated her curse. Then she said, "I curse the LAPD too." Maureen she writes, "I was wearing my LAPD t-shirt." Who wears an LAPD t-shirt? You get your ass kicked. You wear a t-shirt like that. She says, "Crazy biatch. Enjoy this pic of the Pride Lifeguard Station on Venice Beach, Maureen. I enjoyed your talk with Madison last week. You guys are awesome." Okay. Yeah. The lifeguard station is painted up in rainbow colors. Glad you guys are back. I hope you got to see your reality stars or whatever the stalking you guys did. It's fucking crazy. But okay. So welcome into the Eric Zane Show Podcast. Now, we did do the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast yesterday, and that was a fantastic time, as usual. Thank you to everybody who joined us. We had an all-time record for people attending the live stream. And we kept it right at about 20 or even north of people enjoying the live stream with us. So that was a good time. We'll make the audio available of that show sometime today for you $5 members on Patreon. Bleeding Heart Brian is back on Patreon. Thank you. Boy, we have that has been a nice turnaround. Brian and I were at odds, no different than the odds that I was at with the former Zaniacs. But the difference is Brian is not retarded. He's a nice guy. And one day he reached out to me and said, "Hey, why are we fighting? This is stupid. I'm really sorry about all that." And I said, "Yeah, I don't even remember too. I'm sorry too." Such a huge difference in mentality between someone like Bleeding Heart Brian and the moron psychopaths that are part of the former Zaniac crowd, that dwindling. And I say dwindling group of people because some of them are falling off of the radar. They're getting their internet canceled. They're getting kicked out of their homes. They're winding up in the throes of addiction in institutions and mental facilities and rehab communities, things like that. So they're kind of all just fading away with, basically the hand that they've dealt themselves with all of the terrible things that they are involved in. So they'll eventually just drift away into nothingness. Thank God Brian did not, and he is back with me on Patreon. I appreciate you so much. If you are enjoying this show on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, I have to say goodbye to you, though. And I want you here for the rest of it, but the rest of the show is available on Twitch only. So you have to go and download the Twitch app and then search Eric Zane Live, and then you're in business. All you have to do is follow the page, and then you can watch it live as it happens for free. Same thing as Facebook. However, Twitch throws in commercials from time to time. So to skip all those, you need to subscribe. And the best way to do this is if you have Amazon Prime, link up your Amazon Prime account to Twitch. It's quite simple to do. It's kind of a minutia thing, though. I don't want to break down exactly what you need to click and shit. You'll figure it out. And then subscribe each month. You have to hit the subscribe button each month, and they'll say, "You're subscribed." And then you get the show minus commercials that plop in during the middle of the show. Or if you really want to, and if you're not subscribed to Amazon Prime, where you can't link it up, you can pay a few bucks, but I rarely talk about it. I feel like I ask you for enough money as it is, but I'm just letting you know that that is available. Or don't even worry about it and just sit through the damn commercials. There's several of them that they put out there. So there you go. The audio podcast is made available shortly after I finish this show. on all platforms. Just search Eric Zane Eric Zane Show on any of the podcasting platforms, and you will be able to download the show to your heart's content on any of the audio platforms. Patreon available, where today we have the first ever edition of Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists? More on them in a second. More fascism in play today. My God, wait till you hear about this one. So I will debut Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists with Stu McAllister tonight at 7 p.m. live. Holy shit. It's going to be awesome. Cannot wait to see you there. But for now, thank you. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Twitter brought to you by Blue Frost IT. Eventually, I'm supposed to start saying X, brought to you by Blue Frost IT. It's just taking me a while to get, used to saying that. Patrick says the Boomer Bunker sucks. Now, I will say this: as much as I will antagonize them, I cannot dismiss when I actually see something that's entertaining. They do have the ability to be entertaining. And I say that without being an asshole in any way, shape, or form. I am an asshole, and I will stick my finger in their eye any chance I get. But I will also give credit where credit is due. When John rips Bob a new asshole, it's excellent. It's funny. It's uncomfortable. It makes me laugh. It's all great. Even Kate, as stupid as she is, she plays an instrumental role in that because she kind of lets them do their thing and tries to get away from it, maybe not keep the conversation moving. A few weeks ago, they got into a fight about something. And I think, and I even remember the specifics of it. It was a comedian who one guy thought was funny, the other guy didn't think was funny. And they got into a fight about it. And it was actually well done. Now, from that point on, anything they discussed turned to shit because it was nothing funny. It was all just a serious shit and no humor whatsoever. I don't think they have the ability, if it's not John yelling at Bob, to actually be engaging or funny. It's just all this deep state QAnon bullshit that they subscribe to. It's just stupid. Let's see. Dave says, I learned the hard way that you only get one free subscription through Prime. Now I'm subscribed to the Bob Ross stream for a month while I suffer through ads on the Eric Zane Show. Oh, well. Oh, boy. Ryan adds, we know that the average salary of a UPS driver is, or what the average salary of a UPS driver is. What is the average salary of an industrial sanitation specialist in fascist Ottawa County? Wycon Rob says, I like this show and that show. I may be the only one, but I don't care. No, you are not the only one. Chris K likes both shows. Okay? But this is a perfect opportunity because you're not fully retarded. I know that because you're putting up with what I'm saying and not getting butthurt. But all of that right-wing deep state QAnon shit that they love, that they actually believe, do you take that with a huge grain of salt and just shrug it off and realize that none of that is actually reality? Or are you like, oh, yeah, I know it. I know it. The fact that fat fuck John the other day was saying, hey, yo, there's 1 million children every year who's abducted in the U.S., and then they're used as sex slaves until they're old enough, and then they harvest their organs and sell them on the black market. Anybody who supports that needs to burn in hell, yo. You know? Wycon Rob says, and the two-party system is what I believe. Yeah, you're avoiding the answer that I'm looking for. Give me a straight answer. Do you believe these guys, or do you take it with a grain of salt? As like fucking, what's that one guy's name? Who just got sued by all the Sandy Hook people and lost. What's his name? Ted Bundy? The dude. Hey, how you doing? Alex Jones. That's the guy. You got to answer the question. You know? Patrick says, I love to entertain conspiracies, but they believe what they are saying. Oh, yeah, I know. These are idiots. Or they're just doing this to manipulate you and get you to check out their show, which is fine. I don't give a shit. I still don't know what problem Bob has with me. I don't know what happened. I think he's angry at me on behalf of all of the morons that I gave him an audience. I said, look, I don't want these people anymore. Take them. And he gladly did. Wycon Rob says, I believe what I believe. Sometimes people are right. Sometimes they're wrong. Okay. Well, I understand you now. No offense. I love you. Thanks for being here. But that is a huge pussy answer. That is I asked you a simple, straight up question. I consider myself a straight up guy. Someone asked me a question. Now you're going to get a straight up answer. You are avoiding the answer with bullshit. That is total bullshit, and you know it. Now, if anybody asks me a straight up question in the audience on the chat, you know I will always shoot you straight. Okay, I will never lie to you.
You're such a big black dick because I know you want to, Eric.
Okay. Ryan says, I'm still really disgruntled that Justin was such a wuss and couldn't come talk to you. What a dumb prick, thinking Greggy will give him a solid recommendation or whatever. What that is referring to is yesterday on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, Nick in Houston was with us, who used to work with our pal Justin from the Free Beer and Hot Wings show, now the host of the No Please podcast, who will be featured this weekend on Who Are These Podcasts, with your old pal EZ and Carl, and probably Trucker Andy. And Nick's texting Justin during our show yesterday. I go, dude, well, let me send him a link so he can join us. No. He doesn't want to do that. Why? He's afraid you'll embarrass him. I go, oh my God, give me a fucking break. What a puss. I even recorded a impromptu cameo telling him, look, dude, I'm not going to bust your balls. I just want to talk to you because Nick indicated that on the day that I started on BBL in April of 2016, my God, that's a long time ago. Greg, Chris, Steve, and Joe were all gathered around the radio listening while I was there spilling my guts. And they were freaking out, according to Justin. What Justin told Nick told me that he's got some fly-on-the-wall insight. And I'm like, whoa, awesome. Let's get him in here. Come on. That's just spill the tea, motherfucker. No. No. And I'm like, well, come on, dude. If you're going to sit there and give me a little, slide the tip in, you got to give me the big kahuna. You got to jam it in. I need to know this shit. I would love to hear that. No, he's afraid you're going to attack him. Come on, I'm not going to attack him. It would help him. No, I'm never going to do that. I go, well, then don't tease me with, I am a fly on the wall. I was there, man. Wycon Rob says, I am not. Do I 100% agree with them? No. Do I 100% agree with you? No. Anyway, I love you, man. And if you think I'm a puss, that's fine by me. No, it's whatever. I don't want to go that route. All right. The open and live stream of the show brought to you by Berlin Raceway. Holy cow, they had a great time last night. A sellout crowd for the Battle at Berlin. Some guy named Bubba won. Of course, a guy named Bubba won the Battle at Berlin. He held off Chase Elliott. Bubba, what's his face, is not from Michigan, though. I think I'm not exactly sure. One of the southern states, maybe Georgia. Won the Battle at Berlin. But there's racing this weekend. Tickets are $14. BerlinRaceway.com is where you need to go to get those tickets. $14 a pop when you buy online, $17 at the gate. 15 and under free, parking free. Bring a cooler with your snacks, all that you can eat, whatever you want. Your soft drinks are welcome too. Just no glass, please. And no alcohol, please. Don't try to sneak it in. Pay for your booze at the concessions under the grandstand. They've got a fantastic bar you can hang out with your pals after, usually playing classic rock music or country or something like that. BerlinRaceway.com. It is a full event from qualifying to when they drop the flag at 6:30. And the season's getting long in the tooth. I will be there on Saturday, and I want to see you at Berlin Raceway. Okay? So buy your ticket and then come sit with me. BerlinRaceway.com. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. The number one mortgage professionals in the United States by far. You can now get a mortgage from wherever you are in the U.S. If you're Nick in Houston, they got you covered. If you're Nikki in Maine, they've got you covered. Cole in Colorado Springs, they've got you covered. 231-332-6505 across the U.S. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035. Thank you very much. On the Patreon podcast yesterday, the Patreon bonus, Crazy Ashley joined us again. Well, I shouldn't say she joined us. She was the topic of discussion. And she's here right now because she revealed another kink of her former boyfriend, who some of you may know who that is. All I have to do is say her former boyfriend had a kink, and you'll know who it is. Now, it could be anybody. It could be, quote unquote, any old Joe. She revealed on a recent podcast, might not have been this Monday, but the Monday before that, her former boyfriend's one kink, which was remarkable. But there's another one, too, that she described that I can't even say it here. And if you want to know more information, you have to listen to yesterday's Patreon bonus podcast at patreon.com/Eric Zane. Tyler writes, we got a real peek into something that most people wouldn't or shouldn't ever see. That's a real clue there as to what it is. Ashley, she's seen a lot in her years in dating various Mr. Wrongs. And we were shocked to learn what was also seen in this kink. Megan asks, what was the first kink? Stevie will inform you. I don't want to say it here. Here we are, the wild, wild west, the internet. And I can't do it. So it's so great to have Ashley here. Ashley is the one who brought us Flying Laptop Day every March 17th, dating back to 2018. Flying Laptop Day has been a thing. Ben Glaze says to Megan, look, Megan, not a snowball's chance in hell that we're going to tell you. That's something Stevie's got to text you. Wycon Rob says, is the kink taking COVID relief funds? No, this is a very sexual thing. COVID relief funds has nothing to do with this. Amy writes, Ashley helped Joe determine that he does not have colon cancer. Okay, now that's a little too much. Seriously, reel it in. Ashley says, no, I didn't do anything. This podcast would like to remind you that this is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents either are products of my imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual events, locales, or persons living or dead is entirely coincidental. Megan is now aware of the kink because Stevie texted it to her. Ashley accused of the dog incident, remember? All that shit years ago. And she was panned to look as a crazy individual, not only by her old boyfriend, but a famous radio show who said that she either faked a pregnancy or she was pregnant with someone else's baby, not her former boyfriend, Joe. Remember that? God damn. So she's got an axe to grind. She's pissed off. She's been pissed off. And I don't blame her, frankly. I remember there was that one incident when, remember that incident on the radio when Joe, he broke up with Rachel, and then he went on the radio and started crying and said that the Chicago gangs hurt him. And then when he joined the radio show, he was just a little boy, and the radio show forced him to go out and do stunts when he was, his words, a little boy. I got to replay that bit, by the way, when I picked it apart. And then Freebeer said, you were accused of, Joe said you were accused of abuse. He was accused of abuse with Ashley. And then Freebeer said, no, you were abused. You were abused. My God. That was hideous. And then the second I heard that, I was like, this is all bullshit, and the end is near. The end is near. Sure enough, I nailed that prediction. 2022, boom, gone. Oh, my God. Patrick says, Freebeer and Hot Wings had me believing fairy tales. Fortune telling Zane and Amanda, Ashley writes. Kyle adds, guy crying on the radio. What kind of pussy does that? I've been there, but not for those reasons. Not for those reasons. All right. Focus, EZ. Focus. Okay. So today is the first ever edition of Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists? Just in time for that, Ottawa County has just hired a new person to aid John Gibbs. John Gibbs is the county's administrator. Gibbs previously ran for Congress in Kent County and lost the first time that seat has gone Democrat in decades. So after he lost that, that was it, and then all of a sudden he emerges in Ottawa County, a county that he doesn't even live in, and he is the county administrator. The guy that was there named John Shea did a fine job, but he wasn't lockstep with the Ottawa Impact Group, so they went and fired him and got a new administrator. Now, there's a million and other things that we could spend on, time on talking about all the whacked out shit. I've covered them all at length various times throughout since this all started when they were elected in. Currently, right now, there is a recall effort against one of them, one of the county commissioners that are backed by Ottawa Impact, named Lucy Ebel. And if that goes through, they will no longer have the majority in the county commission, which county government is supposed to be boring. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be bipartisan. It is supposed to be not with religion clouding up the decision making. But yet we have all of those things now in the county that I live in. And that is what brought me to, well, somebody recommended Allison that I do the show, Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists, because of all the craziness that's been going on there. But anyway, John Gibbs is now the administrator. That was an appointed position. These are all far right-wing individuals. And he asked, all right, I need tens of thousands of dollars more, like nearly $40,000. I think it's $37,000 to hire another assistant. They already pay way too much for the position of county administrator because the guy that they fired, John Shea, they have to pay him the rest of his contract. So they pay him for a year's worth of salary. And they overpay for Gibbs, which is north of $100,000, well north of $100,000. And now they're adding people to assist Gibbs, which they didn't need this shit when the old guy was in there, John Shea. Whatever. They have now hired a assistant to Gibbs who has far-right political connections. What does that even mean? Well, I mean, we know what that means, but I need more information. And he is a young man by the name of Jordan Epperson. He's 23 years old. He will start on August 21. The Holland Sentinel reported Wednesday. On Tuesday, John Gibbs told the commissioners that he made a hire but would not name who, saying, quote, he didn't want it to be a public spectacle, according to the Sentinel. Why would it be a public spectacle? Well, it's because he knows what this guy's all about. Several county officials who were given anonymity told the Sentinel that this Jordan Epperson had been hired for the newly created position. The Sentinel reported that Epperson was previously a legislative aide to State Representative Neil Frisky, a far-right Republican from Charlevoix. According to the Sentinel, Epperson also has connections to other far-right Michigan Republicans, including Michon Maddock, who is one of that pack facing the fake elector charges. And the fake electors were like creating a way to make Trump win Michigan. And they're now they've been indicted for that. And Joel Studebaker, chief of staff of Michigan GOP chair Christina Caramo, who's another psychopath. Based on social media, the Sentinel reported that Epperson had recently graduated from Michigan State University, graduated from Algonac High School in 2018. So this guy graduated high school in 2018. Now he's the administrative aide to John Gibbs. In March, the Ottawa County Board of Commissioners approved $37,000 more per year to upgrade the executive assistant position to that of senior executive aide. Gibbs had requested the upgrade, saying he had an increased workload, one that was maintained by the previous administrator, John Shea, till he was fired. Ottawa County Commissioner Doug Zylstra, the only Democrat on the board, posted on social media Wednesday that although Epperson has not officially been introduced to the board, Epperson's extensive political work seemed to represent a deviation from the customary role of the assistant, which is supposed to be an apolitical assistant to the administrator and the board. Meaning you don't want some wacko who's saying, yeah, fucking QAnon, let's go see Sound of Freedom and suck each other's dicks. Zylstra also wrote that Epperson would also, quote, would also, from all appearance, not fulfill many of the criteria that the board majority deemed part of the new position of senior executive aide when it approved the position and the pay increase back in March. Now, all this is interesting, but it isn't until you tap into Jordan, what's his name? Jordan, what's his fuck's name? That would be Jordan Epperson's Facebook post. Do you see that's where the fun begins. Okay. Thanks to the Facebook group Ottawa Impact Watchdog, these are the posts that they've unearthed from Jordan Epperson. It starts with, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 23-year-old Jordan Epperson lacks the maturity and experience to work for Ottawa County, making six figures. What do you say, Jacob Bonema and Doug Zylstra? Now, I don't know what they mean there by making six figures. Is that because I thought that the position paid a lot less than that, but maybe it makes six figures. Maybe I'm just getting that wrong. I think the article said that Gibbs was approved of $37,000 more to be for the position. So I'm not entirely sure what this position pays, but this post in February of 21, he wrote, I really wish I wasn't fucking retarded sometimes. I think it's funny. I'm laughing at that. I would want a guy. I would actually want that guy in who would post that. He wrote also in December of 2020, the longer you stay in school, the more absolutely bumfuck retarded you become. He writes, import women from Eastern Europe to make fat American women jealous. Women will only better themselves because of jealousy. No other reason. Oh, no. Oh, boy. That one's going to be tough to work. That's a tough workaround there, Jordan Epperson. How about this one? Guns aren't the problem. It's the evil Muslims. It's the evil Muslims that get their hands on them, you liberal cuck. I guess he was in a Facebook fight with somebody. How about this one? Trump campaign has enough evidence. This is in November of 2020 after the election. To flip Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Nevada. Now they're moving to exposing voter fraud in Wisconsin and we'll be finishing with Michigan. Governor Whitmer will be the final boss in this fight against fraud. Trust the plan. He writes in October of 20, leading up to the election, if Donald loses Michigan due to Whitmer and voter fraud, rest assured the Michigan militia will be making a comeback big league. In Michigan, we will not accept any results other than full victory. Religion emoji and flag emoji. This person wrote in response to this screenshot when, quote, from Sinclair Lewis, when fascism comes to America, it will be draped in the flag carrying a cross. Oh, my God. Like I said, a fake fucking country, you fucking retard, he wrote. Your PM has no balls and zero T, bro. Oh. So that's the dude. Jordan Epperson. He also likes on Twitter a ton of race science tweets. Truly some awful racist stuff. Let's ignore the political ties and leanings for a second. So I guess the job was a $94,870 a year job. I had gotten some of that wrong. It was much, much more. After the $37,000 pay increase, that job goes up to $132,219 annually for that dude, that 23-year-old. Oh, no. Here's John Gibbs. John Gibbs hires new senior assistant. A story from MLive.com, refuses to disclose their name. I don't know why he would do that. It's not like it's not going to get out. The point being transparency. You should say, "Hey, I have this is my new assistant that I'm making you taxpayers pay for." Wow. From 5 days ago. That's right, folks. The Ottawa County GOP has declared 2023 the year of the Bible. Now it's already August, but I guess a bunch of the executive committee have been tied up with lawsuits, so that explains the delay. Oh, my God. I don't know about you, but I don't think that there should be anything religious when it comes to any form of government. You know? I love BB Jesus just as much as the next guy, but when it comes to running the business of the government, you shouldn't mix the two. There should be a separation there, I feel like. Uh-oh, guys. I think we have somebody who's trying to be mean. I expected this because Patrick went into the boomer bunker yesterday and was insulting those people. Captain Krusty 78 writes, "Is fat ass Kenny still here?" I ain't got to do that. Come on now. First of all, Kenny's as sweet as peaches. And yes, he's a little porky, but he's lost a tremendous amount of weight. Well, he's lost some weight. So I don't know if you can go down that road. And then he writes, or this person writes, "I guess I'd be as fucked in the head as Zane if my daughter was a queer dating a woman with mental health issues." Now, frankly, I'm surprised it's taken this long for someone to go that route. For as much shit as I dole out, I was wondering how long it was going to take before somebody was going to open up that path, if you will, and go down that road. But I'm going to leave it there. I would be happy to see you show your ass on a repeated interval. And, that's okay. If we have people that support me going onto that show to rip them a new one, I would expect the same type of treatment to me. It's the way it goes. That's the world we live in. Linda writes, "Well, I'm glad I bought a pistol for self-protection. Assholes." Are you referring to the comment or Ottawa County? Send this clip of the podcast to CNN, Easy. Stevie says, "I agree, Eric. Whatever happened to separation of church and state?" Again, I love religion. I love Jesus. I love going to church. I support all of that. I just don't think when it comes to running a government, there should be anything like that. I have a barking dog downstairs, and I'm curious as to why. Darla may be left alone. Hey, did you just split?
Huh? No, I'm still home. The maintenance people didn't come in and do what they were supposed to do, so I don't have to go until next week.
Why is that puppy barking up a storm?
She's barking at the damn cat.
Okay. Well, it's driving me crazy and probably driving Kevin crazy. So.
No, I got her to stop once, and now she's gone back. Oh my God, she's annoying. Darla, stop it. The cat does not want to play. Get away from the cat.
Okay.
Go on, cat. Go on, shoot.
The cats are not intimidated by her at all. They just look at her like she's an idiot.
They look at her like, what the hell?
All right.
care less.
Hey, you want to read what some nice person said about our daughter?
Yeah. Maybe. Is it bad?
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, my God. Then I don't want to hear it.
All right. It's, you remember the former Zaniacs?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're in here.
Ah.
And one of them is being terrible to Madison.
Oh, she can. It's a woman?
I don't know.
Well, whoever they are can F off.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, I'll see you.
All right, honey.
I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
All right, I've been podcasting for going on 5 years. And one of my favorite things of all time is the fact that HelloFresh is part of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Now, let me get to the chase here. Cut to the chase. No one says get to the chase. Let me cut to the chase here. You're going to end up going to HelloFresh.com/Zane50. And then you'll also use the code Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. I'm telling you, man, oh my God, this amazing, amazing product is delivered right to your door. The cold stuff stays cold and everything else is sent to you in pre-portioned packages so that you can cut down on all the extra garbage that you would have to buy if you were making these amazing recipes from buying stuff at the grocery store. And then it's just incredible, the stuff that you can make. Make your home the hangout place all summer long with crowd-pleasing eats. From a backyard bratwurst bar to tangy key lime pie. Can you imagine making key lime pie? HelloFresh Market makes summer entertaining a cinch. HelloFresh, take a bite out of summer from chef-crafted seasonal recipes to their new fresh and fit summer menu. HelloFresh brings flavor right to your door. One of my favorite things is when you plate the food and whoever you're serving it to is like, what the heck? Did you do this? Did you buy this? No, I made it. It's HelloFresh. And you do it all in the comfort of your home, featuring quality proteins, fresh produce, and plans for many lifestyles. It's no wonder why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit. Go to HelloFresh.com/Zane50 and use promo code Zane50, Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. Once again, HelloFresh.com/Zane50 and then use the code Zane50 for 50% off plus free shipping. EZ loves HelloFresh. I got to bring Kyle in here. Kyle from Dumpster Divers. Kyle T. Uh-huh.
Eric Zane.
Yo.
What's up, my dude?
How are you?
I'm just living my life, dude.
I did not play the audio like I promised you I would because I was caught up in something else. But
you motherfucker. No, that's okay.
I'll play it when we finish, and then you can listen.
Okay. Hell yeah. I like the idea of that, baby.
You, what it is you, from your very first episode of your show, I'm just going to play it, and you're just going to have to listen to the stream, okay?
Okay, for sure, dude.
I got to share it with these people. I was amazed at how good this turned out.
I know. Seriously, I was just kind of re-listening lately, and then I hit that point. I was like, that's a good little minute clip to give people some laughs.
This is the very first episode of your podcast, which has like a couple dozen episodes up there.
Yep.
The Chibian, CHIBIANS. People can see it now as they're looking.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play this. This is you just having fun with the microphone and the various effects on the fucking thing. So stand by.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
The Chibi and Joe. The Chibi and Joe. It's the Chibi and Joe. Welcome to the motherfucking Chibi and Joe. No, I didn't really like that one very much. Welcome to the Chibi and Joe. dude, that was kind of haunting. I mean, that was kind of haunting. Let's try again. Chippy and Joe. Guys, I'm kind of a good singer, dude. When there's fucking a lot of editing going on, that's what I want to do too. I want to do a karaoke song. Eventually, I'll be whipping out a couple YouTube videos.
Okay, pay attention.
I could play it from the computer so everybody can hear it, and I'll just be singing a lot like karaoke style, like with this on. Do the in the still of the night.
Yes. Oh.
Take that, David Coverdale.
Okay. Well, check this out too. He starts busting out a beatbox.
So yeah, okay. I know we need like a theme. Welcome to the Chippy and Joe. But then you gotta throw on. Boom, 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 boom.
Okay, that's it. I love that so much. That was pretty good. That actually sounded like all right. It didn't sound that terrible.
Here's the thing, Eric Zane. In my history or my career of karaoke, like the regular parts of the songs, like I sound below average, I would say, as a singer. But when I hit those high notes, baby, yeah, that's what it's all about.
Oh my God, especially the White Snake there. But still of the night, we're just nailing it. Sure. It was perfect.
I know, dude.
All right, and then I listened to another clip that you wanted me to listen to, and I think you were lighting a joint or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Were you blazing something?
Yeah, no, that was a Black and Mild, which is
okay,
which is a Chippy and Show staple for some reason.
Okay, all right. The football season is coming up. Are you doing a fantasy football team?
Oh hell yeah, yep. I get in a league every year. And it's pretty competitive with like some of my friends. I won like the first year, and then I haven't won since then. So I need to fucking win again. But you know I will, baby.
I'm doing one too. I'm not doing one with the show this year. I'm doing one with my neighbors. I don't want to get tied up in too many of them. And you know what is the biggest drag? I hate the fucking draft. It just takes too goddamn long.
I know. You have to, like, here's the thing. Here's what happens, right? So even in this group, this fantasy football league that I'm in, like, I don't know some of the people, which I always love it that way, to be honest with you, because when in the draft, like, for some reason, I'm always the only person who's, like, talking trash. So, like, I'll go into, like, the little chat section and somebody will make a pick and I'll just start bashing them and stuff. But it's always, like, only me. Like, nobody else is fucking participating. And I'm like, that's a good way to, like, make it go faster and have a little fun is just, like, fuck with each other.
Right.
But nobody's into it, dude.
Right. So I am looking forward to it. And Aram writes, no one says, Eric, doing a fantasy football team. I need to rephrase that. I'm in a fantasy football league or my fantasy football team. I think that means, right? Is that right?
You know what? If you like are one of those dudes who are really into it, then you say that you manage a team.
Actually, though, my neighbor Kelly is having like a big party, and this is an opportunity to meet new people. And that's weird for me. So Diana and I are going to be at this lady's house at the end of August for our draft. Everybody brings food, you know. But the problem with that is I struggle meeting new people. I always it's just weird for me. And the ADHD takes over, and then all I want to do is go out in the yard and pick up sticks.
No, dude, I 100% get that. I am, you know me, I'm like a people person, really, but very shy when like I first meet people. So, yeah, it's always like a big fucking swing from like the first time you meet me to the second time you meet me.
Right.
The second time, then I start dropping F-bombs and talk about sucking pussies and dicks.
Oh my God. I've never heard someone say suck a pussy. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, well, we don't got to get into the schematics of, you know, how that action is done, but there's a lot of different things you can do down there.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's hysterical to say, but I've never heard that used before. Hey, man, you suck pussy? Holy shit. Oh, my God. All right. So what else is going on? Kyle, what's happening in your world that you want to share with us?
So get this, Eric Zane. Remember that guys' weekend I was telling you about?
Yes, that's the one that you were talking about me swinging by.
Yeah, yep. So this past weekend, right? So me and Blue's dad are like very, very similar, right? Like we're both space brains, got a little of the ADHD action going on.
Yeah.
So when him and I try to like make plans or like come up with a way something is going to go, we are just really bad at it, and it never goes that way. So anyways, I was going up to where the guys' weekend will be, and we were going to like do like some landscaping and, like build like some horseshoe pits and stuff and like make it all cool or whatnot. And so as the week went on, like the plan dwindled to, I pretty much got everything done. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll come up there at least and help with like a couple of things. Then maybe we can like golf or something.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, that'd be cool. Anyways, we get up there, everything's done. And there's like a bunch of people there. And he's like, we're going quadding. And I'm like, all right, dude, throw me on a fucking quad, baby. So so last weekend when I thought I was going to be drenched in sweat, dude, I was ripping on the trails, baby, just fucking throwing some sand around.
Well, that's a pleasant surprise. You go from work to actually doing something like that. Those are fun.
I know, yeah, dude. Trust me on a quad, dude. I love quads, dude. I was having a good fucking time out there.
Now, are those the ones that are like a little car with like a roll cage around you?
No. I was just on like so everybody else actually was driving those things. I don't know I think they're called like side by side.
That's it.
That.
A quad is like the handlebars in front of you. It's kind of like they're like easy to tip over.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I was on one of those bad motherfuckers, baby.
So those are the ones you got to lean in order to make the turn at high speed, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, I would so roll that and break my neck. Oh my God.
It was wild, actually, because like the trails that I've usually quadded on are kind of like more down in this area. So it's like, like dirt and fucking, like how trails are. But where we were was like the trails are made out of sand, dude. So it was like it was different, dude. I was like sliding all over the place, having a ball.
Did you ever hear about that guy over at Kid Rock's house who fucking died doing that?
No.
They were all shit-faced. And then one asshole is drunk, and he's on one of those, and he's ferrying people back from, like, the parking area to the bonfire. And so he takes the people back and drops them off, and then he's ripping back, and the idiot loses it. And they're like, hey, where's Roy? I don't know. And they can't find him. And then, like, hours later, he's dead, broken neck, fucking things on top of him. He's all fucked up. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. That's I go fast as fuck, but mostly in a straight line when I'm doing it.
God damn it. I want one of those. I want one of those side by sides, and I want a snowmobile.
Oh yeah. The side by sides are actually sweet. So Blue's dad's one of their friends who was up there like just bought one. That it sounded better than like 98% of cars on the road.
Oh my God,
awesome.
yes. Yeah, and they're like $100,000. They're like more expensive than a house.
I believe it, actually.
All right, so that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you had fun. So it was just a good time with your father-in-law.
Yeah, good times, baby. All right, so now I got to read you my fucking headlines, Eric Zane, because a couple of things fucking happened in the world. This one's actually from like a little bit ago, but I don't know if you talked about it. Well, I don't know why you would. It's a very basic headline, but it says, AI robots could play future role as companions in care homes. So I just thought that was fucking awesome because, I mean, if we're talking about AI and trying to put fucking robots in old people's homes, I mean, that sounds like the result is going to be worse than any sci-fi movie you could ever dream up. You know what I mean? Because if we are self-fulfilling prophecy, or are we self-fulfilling prophesying, I guess you'd say, that AI is going to take over and like enslave the human race, then we definitely should not put them in old people's homes, dude, because they're going to be like, yeah, these people are fucking useless, dude. Let's kill them, dude.
Well, yes, but I mean, if that will satisfy their urge for bloodlust, at least it's old people and not us.
Oh, hey, I like that twist.
Silver lining.
You might be like an evil dictator at heart, Eric. I like that.
Silver lining. I don't believe that that they will take over. I think we've seen too many Terminator movies, but yes, I think that if we are going to go that route, you got to go silver lining. Killing the old people, good.
You know, so the only reason I pulled that up is because maybe like 2 or 3 days ago, I was watching like this reel of like some scientist / engineer. I don't know, some fucking dude was talking. And he said that he's like, let me tell you about this. This is going to freak you out. He was like, this is how AI would take over the world. Like they would, become self-aware or whatever, and then like try to find a way to connect like to the internet, like to take over. But the only way that it can connect to any like sort of thing would be a Roomba. But then like once you connect to the Roomba, you have access to like the Wi-Fi of the house. And then once you have access to the Wi-Fi of the house, then you can have access to all of the internet like immediately because you can just connect through there. And anyways, like long story short, like that's how they take over. But the kicker is that plan or that idea of how that would happen was developed by an AI.
Right. AI doesn't even have the ability to write a coherent article right now. I don't think we have any problem in the world. The whole thing is ridiculous.
Well, I freaking hope not.
All right. What else you got, Kyle?
Listen to this one. This article is like the one at the top of the list on NPR, so it's got to be recent, right? So the fucking headline is Hank the Tank, which is a bear. It says Hank the Tank, the bear, is behind 21 home invasions and has been captured near Lake Tahoe, which sounds fucking intense, right? But you know the way the media works and the way the fucking government works, I wouldn't be surprised if suddenly we start turning the gun control argument to bears. You know what I mean? Like, no, these bears are going to get guns soon and they're going to be shooting you. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you're doing a stand-up routine right now. What the fuck?
I'm just saying. I mean, like, okay, here's what I'm saying, right? Like, if you have been alive for any amount of time and you kind of have read, like, journalism and, like, how, like, you get, like, a certain, like, blueprint of how, like, articles and headlines are done. And then you see something like a bear fucking doing 21 home invasions. That's just weird. That's just a wild article. So you're like, okay, why would somebody write about that? And because, dude, you never know, dude. The next thing you know, the bears are going to be the gun control, like, poster boys.
This is so dumb. I actually want to hang up on you.
Damn. Okay, Hank the Tank, done. No one. Okay, my bad. Hank the Tank was a bad topic. My bad.
My God, this is stupid, you asshole.
All right, let me ask you one more question. So I've somewhat been following, because you were talking about this Carly Russell chick, like, in past episodes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had no idea what the fuck was going on. Like, every time, I read that, like, I was like, I don't know who the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I've got myself caught up on the story,
good,
right?
good.
How she lied and everything like that.
Right.
But anyways, tell me if you think this fucking, this journalist is racist, right?
Okay.
Because they're writing the whole fucking thing out, and then they're, like, explaining the scene about when she called 911 and whatnot. And they say, okay, when officers arrived, blah, 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 Russell and the child was nowhere to be found. And then what does the journalist write? She writes, but her car, wig, and cell phone were on the side of the road. And I'm like, do you have to include wig in there, dude? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I had read that too. And no, that's not racist. Come on. She just happened to have a wig and she threw the fucking thing on the,
I'm just, if it was Kyle Tiller, the journalist, I would just say her shit was on the side of the road.
Oh yeah, no, come on, you're being way too sensitive. Sometimes you do that.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm in my feels today, Eric Zane.
Yes. Where you excel at making themes for your show, your hot take about the wig on the side of the road is where you fail.
Yeah, I guess it's not a hot take. It just was funny as I was reading it. I was like, wow, that's a funny little piece of info that you throw in there.
All right, we are days away from a football game. Do you watch preseason football?
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm fiending, baby.
Oh, dude.
too much time has passed. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't care if it's preseason, throw it on. I actually kind of like watching the backups too, just to figure out who's a piece of shit, who could do something maybe. So I'm pumped.
All right. Well, I'm excited too. They play Friday, so there you go. Anything else on your brain that you want to get off your chest?
Hey, as long as we're talking about the Lions, dude, like, hey, I don't know if you've been reading up, but it kind of sounds like we've been fucking the Giants up a little bit.
Yeah,
dude.
I have been seeing that too. I'm excited about the whole thing, frankly. I'm trying not to get too optimistic and excited, but it's difficult not to. You know?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. I'm using cautious optimism.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling optimistic, dude.
All right. Give my best to everybody and your family, and I will talk to you next week.
All right. Sorry I talked about Hank the Tank. Love you guys.
No,
Bye.
it was fine. I like making fun of you. Okay. See ya. There you go.
All right, dude.
Uh-huh. All right. Oh, my gosh. Tyler says, you people pounding the Kool-Aid are a problem. How? How are we a problem? Okay. It's impossible with a team that has that many weapons to not feel optimistic. Can't you just let us have our fun? Ryan says, holy shit, your audio is suddenly clear and loud. I think I hit something that I wasn't supposed to. Sorry about that. Tyler adds, everybody's getting way too hyped up for this season. Well, too bad. Concerning Terminator films, Kenny writes, there are indeed too many Terminator movies. They should have stopped with T2. I loved all of them. About me saying, doing a fantasy football team. Aram says, next thing will be Zane talking about, quote, Jordan on his way to making a sky ball. Classic. Holy shit. Fun times to be sure. BW Ionia says, dipshit, same old Lions people are either trolling or don't know shit about football. Right on. You know, anybody who's negative about the Lions, just people who are just used to doing that, you know? So that's what Tyler is. He's a dipshit. Ashley asks, are you still on Facebook, EZ? No. No, ma'am. Welcome in again to, I guess that would be Captain Krusty 78, who is, let's see. I don't understand this. The insult is, if Human Centipede was real, Zane would be the front, and his, quote, amazing fans would be the body. I don't understand what that means. I don't get it. I think that's an insult, but I don't understand what that means. Zane and his amazing fans. LOL. Okay. All right. This person adds, wow, fantasy football, such a great topic. Apparently doesn't like it. I love that this person is here. It's terrific to have a new person enjoying the show. Brandon says, what a sad, boring little life this douchebag is living to get his jollies off by trolling in here. Pathetic, really. Well, I mean, yeah, it's an attempt at trolling, but it's not a good one. Ashley says, Captain Krusty 78 is giving me Saint G vibes. I don't think so. I think this is a response to Patrick raising 5 kinds of hell over at the Boomer Bunker yesterday. That's what this is. So I don't care. It's all right. As long as the number stays, above 35, which is pathetic. People enjoying the show. There should be more, I have nearly 1,100 people that follow the show on Twitch, and I am stuck averaging below 40 a show now. I think yesterday I averaged 39. If I can average 75 for one full month, I will be made a Twitch partner, which guarantees like cash, actual money. But it seems impossible. I keep getting people that follow, they just don't pay attention. So there's more than 1,000, there's close to 1,100 of you, and it's still under 40 every time. That means they follow, but they're like, it's not that good. Kind of shitty. Ben says, my fiance and I practice human centipede all the time, Ben Glaze. I still don't understand what's happening. Kenny says, the fact that Kenny was the first one attacked, what is going on with that? Why would you do that? He's like the sweetest person on the planet. I mean, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. You don't make fun of a child. Say that he's fat. That makes me want to see that now. Mike Gundy, 40, fat. Because he's a child? Because he's the mother of children? Say that he's fat? This is garbage. This is trash.
You have to. But guess what? We're doing.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Hang on a second. I can figure out what the heck. All right. I'm totally distracted right now. Hang on. I'm still hearing Kyle on Chibians. All right. Audio check. Video check. Mike Gundy. Yes. This is garbage.
Read this article. I don't read it. This was brought to me by a mother.
A mother of children.
Of children. I think this is worth reading. Let me tell you why I want to talk about this article. 3/4 of this is inaccurate. It's fiction. And this article embarrasses me to be involved with athletics tremendously. And that article had to have been written by a person that doesn't have a child.
Again, this all happened because the writer busted on the player for being shitty at football.
And has never had
This is how I defend Kenny from this guy.
a child that's had their heart broken and come home upset and had to deal with the child when he is upset and kick a person when he's down. Here's all that kid did. He goes to class. He's respectful to the media. He's respectful to the public. And he's a good kid.
That's how I feel about Kenny.
Professional athlete, and
He's not a professional athlete.
doesn't deserve to be kicked when he's down.
That's exactly right. Kenny does not deserve to be kicked when he's down.
If you have a child someday, you'll understand how it feels.
Yeah.
But you obviously don't have a child.
Even if your children are Asian, you have a trophy wife.
I do.
Or a mail order wife. I fucked that up.
If your child goes down the street and somebody makes fun of him because he dropped a pass in a pickup game or says he's fat.
Kenny. You can't call Kenny fat. I can call Kenny fat. You can't.
Comes home crying to his mom. You'd understand. But you haven't had that. But someday you will. And when your child comes home, you'll understand. If you want to go after an athlete, one of my athletes, you go after one that doesn't do the right things. You don't downgrade him because he does everything right and may not play as well on Saturday. And you let us make that decision.
I'll make the decision about Kenny. Now, I'll make the decision about Kenny. I suspect that Captain Krusty, based on the wit level, is John Pulaski of Jenison, Michigan. The level of wit strikes me that that is him. I might be going out on a limb, might be wrong, but I would guess that's John. That's the level of trolling. I think that's who that is. Just by the responses. All right. Tyler says, if that's true, that's really the pot calling the kettle black. LOL. Oh, yeah. I'm just going to say it is. That is John in Jenison. John Pulaski. All right. Where am I here? I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing. Thanks to my friends over at A&E Heating and Cooling. Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. For A&E Heating and Cooling. If you need an after-hour service call, maybe some scheduled maintenance, whatever it may be, A&E Heating and Cooling can help. 616-516-8579. Reach out to them whenever you need anything concerning your AC or your furnace. We're in that weird spot where it won't be long before we start to think about shutting off the AC. I cannot believe that's happening. What the hell? What has happened to the summer? I just got a massive... You ever, forget to pay your energy bill? I've been averaging about $350 a month. So I forgot to pay the one. So then they send me a shut-off notice. Pay what you owe in full, or else we're shutting you off. I'm like, oh, my God. And then I ended up just paying both of the months. So a nice $700 lump out the window. Fuck. A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579 today. I have an update on the Riverboat Brawl, the Montgomery Dock Brawl. We had that rap song by G-Mac Cash yesterday. Someone else has taken the theme from the TV show Good Times and taken the video. Now, that's old. Not all of you are going to get this. But some of you will. And this is definitely something that you need to see. So I apologize if you're listening on the audio podcast, but I will link it up. And then you can see for yourself what the fuck is going on here. But it's definitely worth it. The person who made this wrote, "Not sorry. The Lord gave me this vision. Hashtag Montgomery Brawl. Hashtag Montgomery." And it's shot. It's the footage, but it's real grainy and washed, like it looks 70s like, but it's of the brawl. Starring a brother doing his job, and it shows dude with hat flip. Co-starring Michael Evans Phelps. It shows Blockaman with the bras, and all these guys showing up with their shirts off. Unk with the chair. The Aunties. And the Brothers of Alabama as the crew. Created by Consequences and Repercussions. Produced by the Ancestors. Okay, now you'll notice that the ending painting that you would see at the opening theme of Good Times, that is it. However, the chairs are put in, okay? The guy swinging the chairs, that's hilariously installed into the painting. The Alabama Sweet Tea Party, that's all original from the original painting that you see at the ending of the theme of Good Time. So fantastic. God damn. A lot of nuanced hilarity in that. Well done to whoever put that one together. Man. All right. So I'll link that up. You can check that out. Meanwhile, moving on. Henry Ruggs III. You may know that name. That was a dude out of, I think he might have played at Clemson or Alabama. I'm not sure. But anyway, he's drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders a few years ago. And was off to having a fantastic career until he got shit-faced drunk and then was driving at high speed and smashed into a car that was at a light with a woman inside of it, her and her dog. And the car burst into flames. Yes, he played for Bama. And the woman he stumbles out of the car, and the witnesses said they could hear the lady in there screaming and crying, and the dog yelping in agony. It was horrible. They died. They were burned to a crisp, but you couldn't even recognize them. You know, and Henry Ruggs III, he lived. And immediately the cops show up, massively drunk. Well, justice has been served, I guess. Not really. He is 24 years old right now. And he will still be able to play football. In my opinion, if you kill someone when you're drunk, in a drunk driving accident, it should be much more severe of a punishment than 3 to 10 with parole. Ruggs will be eligible for parole after 3 years. And if he behaves well in those 3 years, he will be out shortly after the 3 years. Prison system doesn't want people in there. They want to get him out as quickly as they can. 3 to 10 for that incident. The district judge, Jennifer Schwartz, told Ruggs on Wednesday that it was one of the more tragic cases she's seen. Ruggs had been under house arrest with alcohol and location electronic monitoring devices since pleading guilty in May to one count of DUI resulting in death and one count of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter. Again, it's the plea bargain. How can a vehicular manslaughter be a misdemeanor? You would think that if you kill someone with your car, it should be a felony. Why vehicular manslaughter is linked up as a misdemeanor is beyond me. So Ruggs didn't do anything wrong when it comes to the plea. The court offered that. Tina Tinter and her dog are dead. Ruggs read from a statement directed at Tinter's family in which he apologized for his actions. To the parents and family of Ms. Tinter, I sincerely apologize for the pain and suffering. Standing between his lawyers in a dark suit, Ruggs addressed the judge and said he let his family, teammates, and those that believed in him down with his actions. He said that he had searched for answers over the past 21 months since the crash to explain his actions, but offers no excuses and hopes to begin the healing process for himself and others involved. Ruggs hopes to raise awareness of the dangers of driving both impaired and with excessive speed. My actions are not a true reflection of me. Well, they are. Come on now. It marks the first time anyone in Tinter's immediate family had spoken publicly about the crash. There's more details about it that are also very, very sad. But I don't know. He was traveling 156 miles an hour just seconds before crashing his Chevrolet Corvette Stingray into Tinter's Toyota RAV4, which was traveling just over 43 miles an hour. Oh, it was moving. I thought it was stopped. Tinter's RAV4 was propelled 571 feet. A blood draw 2 hours after the crash showed Ruggs' blood alcohol level was 0.161, more than twice the legal limit in Nevada. A court ruling allowed Ruggs to leave home confinement twice a week to work out at a training center in Las Vegas Valley. Oh, my God. Documents said that Ruggs received a 24-hour residential treatment for a diagnosis of PTSD. Ruggs was the Raiders' first-round draft pick after they arrived in Las Vegas, taken 12th overall in 2020, played 20 games for the franchise. I don't know, man. If he gets out after 3 years, that'll be a damn shame. I hope and pray he gets all 10 years, but I doubt it. All right. Let's see. Meanwhile, some of you may have heard of the name. I hadn't heard of the name. Lil Tay. Now, I think she's dead, but now she might not be dead. If you're wondering who Lil Tay is, here's all she would do since age 9 is go online and just talk shit. And then she got super famous because she'd go online and talk shit. And everybody thought she was hilarious. And she's like unbelievably popular online as a creator. And then right around 2018, she suddenly stopped making content. But this is her at age 9.
I fuck your mama because she has thought. And I'm going to become your father. But I ain't spending money on child support. I'm going to spend that money on foreign shit, bitch. 100,000 on my wrist. See this shit right here? That's Gucci, bitch. Y'all can't afford things like Lil Tay out here balling in the IA. I dropped 200 racks on this car, and I'm only 9 years old. I got the keys to this car. See this? These are butterfly wings. Y'all haven't seen this car in your lives. I've been driving this around the Beverly Hills area, and
Okay, I can only take so much of this.
it costs your whole rent.
Where's Chief Sosa?
I be wearing new fresh Nike. Y'all be wearing cheap ass shit like hand-me-downs and shit like that, bitch. Like,
Okay, so this made her like really popular, and she was making a ton of money online. And then all of a sudden they said, "Oh yeah, she's dead." Kenny says, "I guess this is what happens when people think." I don't know what the fuck. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Sorry, I read the wrong comment. I hate that any child talks like this. Kenny writes, "What the fuck?" BW Ionia says, "That kid scares the shit out of me. If I ever played How Many Third Graders Can You Beat Up, I hope she isn't there." Ryan says, "Ashley, I can picture you like this as a child." Kyle says, "She's a dumb bitch. You don't climb on a hood like that, you stupid bitch." Donut Dan calls her a good church girl. Bob says, timeout, needs the shit slapped out of him. Well, I guess she's dead now. This is all very weird. A little bit more background. Lil Tay, Claire Eileen Hope, is an American-born Canadian internet personality and child rapper. In 2018, when she was 9, she became famous online, was self-proclaimed to be the youngest flexer of the century. Her social media presence on Instagram and rap videos on YouTube attracted millions of views and followers. I don't know how it became a thing. I guess she just rolled a video of her talking shit, and everybody loved it. Well, all the idiots loved it. Stupid people. And then there was a problem between mom and dad. They were like both trying to control her. Okay. And there was mom and dad broke up, and they both wanted to get a piece of her. So there's a lot of greed involved here and just weird. Okay. And her peak in popularity in 2018, she amassed 2.4 million followers on Instagram within a span of a few months. Amid controversy and speculation, she had been forced into her career by her mother. Hope defended her mother in an interview on Good Morning America, saying she was not forcing Hope to act this way and that she was content with her actions. Later, Hope's mother said that Hope's older brother managed her social media accounts, with the article being released amidst a reportedly leaked video of her brother coaching Hope on what to say in the video. Her brother, who apparently directed Hope's videos, was described by Business Insider as reportedly domineering. So let me ask you this. If you have a child who makes a video like this, and let's just say for the sake of this discussion, they do it without you knowing it. And, okay, Kenny, let's put you in this spot because you have a young child. And let's say she's 9 years old, because I know your daughter is older than that, right? Isn't she? I'm not sure. But if she cuts a video like this and overnight it's an internet sensation, 11, she's 11. And right away you are tipped off that she's making millions of dollars. So in a second, everybody's life changes because your daughter is talking shit online. What do? Do you feed that machine, or do you lean into that? Kenny says, exactly like that little girl? Absolutely exactly. The only thing different is your little daughter doing it. And she's got stacks of money flying in. Kenny says, absolutely not. I would take her phone and everything else away from her. I would not. I would not. I would absolutely say, look, let's get you some more equipment. No, fuck this shit. No, fuck school. And if you don't start talking more shit, I'm going to put you in a box under the stairs. Brandis says, hell no. My kids did this. They would be in so much fucking trouble, viral or not. This is just gross and embarrassing. Come on now. Millions of dollars. Now I say that now. Maybe if the chips were down, I might soften that, but it sure seems great. All that kid has to do is talk shit. Ryan says, big fraud. If the kid is going to make the cash, I'm all in. That way, I don't have to become an Ottawa County fascist or work for UPS, assuming the kid gives me any of the cash. No, you just take it. You know, you got to pull the old Gary Coleman deal on it. Nate says, nope, all shit like that does is feed hate. There's better ways. Megan says, I kind of think I'd let my kid do something like this, but less annoying. Ryan says, yeah, good advice, big fraud. Britney Spears the fuck out of that kid. Yes. Oh, yeah, and then when they're fucked up, you just take charge of everything. The money keeps rolling in. You're like, yeah, but here's $100. All right. As Hope's career became more public, Tay's mother, Angela, faced criticism for allowing her young daughter to create rap videos with crude language. Hope gained the reputation of insulting her viewers while boasting about her wealth. Well, there's nothing wrong with insulting your audience. Let me just say that.
What a 50-year-old man should. You suck a big black dick because I know you want to, Eric.
Hope's videos were criticized by Snoop, who said she need to be in school learning how to be a little girl, not a dumb grown person. Several videos of her with Jake Paul at his residence and Hope feuding with internet celebrity Danielle Bregoli had more than 4 million views on YouTube. Her controversial videos and reputation caused her mother to lose her real estate license in Vancouver. What? Hope had been associated with rappers Chief Keef and XXX Tentacion, the latter of whom she referred to as a father figure. Yesterday, it was announced that she's dead. The Post also indicated that the brother, who's 21, is also dead. Both of their deaths were reported in the Post to be unexpected and under investigation. However, the announcement of Hope's death caused speculation, including after it was discovered that Hope's YouTube video bio stated, "Help me," with this message predating the Instagram post. While both Hope's father, Christopher J. Hope, and her former manager, Harry Sang, initially told Insider they could not confirm or deny whether she had died. Variety later received a statement from the management confirming her death. The Vancouver and Los Angeles police departments also stated they had no reports of her death and they were not investigating it. So we might have a hoax on our hands here. She tried to swim to the Alabama dock and didn't make it. Maybe a batch of bad cocaine. Brandis says, what the fuck? Ryan says, I come to the Big Fraud Zane Show on a daily basis to get insulted. It helps my negative life outlook and general depression. Megan says she takes it back. Audio check. This is Lil Tay.
Rappers are whack. Oh, you're trash. Yeah, I become my stack, bitch. Lil Tay can't stop flexing. Real shit never messing. Do not learn my lesson. Keep a heavy weapon. Lil Tay, money way. On the coupon Tuesday. 100 my wrist, fuck you say. Make 20 messages today. Lil Tay, money way. Let the bitches off like an essay. Need 10 back, I'm like, okay. I be shooting off.
Not bad.
Lil Tay, money way. Lil Tay, money way. Lil Tay, money way. Hey, Lil Tay like Lil Tay, money way. Lil Tay, money way. Lil Tay, money way. Lil Tay.
I like it. I like her flow. I'm a big fan. I hope she's not dead. Who cut the cheese says it's horrible. Well, you're old and white. That's the problem. You're not black like me. You know? I would bust this out.
Two Live Crew on 89.1 WPHS, your one and only rap station in the city of Warren. We're back after a long departure, 3.5 months to be exact. We're going to keep it going with Heavy D and the boys. 2 in a row by Run DMC on 89.1 WPHS. This is Easy Ryan. I'm going to be with you till 10 o'clock. We're going to keep it going with Eric B and Rockin'. By the way, give me a call at 751 FM 89 Eric B.
All right. That's a little Tay. Kyle writes, she's not Cardi B. Sounds like she's trying too hard. And then he writes, glad she's dead. What the fuck? Come on, man. Tension in the city of Warren. We're going to keep it going with Lil Tay. Yeah, Kyle is, what a horrible comment that is. That's a pile of shit comment, Kyle. You can't say you're glad she's dead. I'm half tempted to report you. Brandis writes, oof. Okay, so I think she's dead, but we don't know. We don't know for sure. We shall see. On today's Patreon, I have a story about the dude who wanted to kill Joe Biden in Utah. Like for months, he was posting terrible things about what he was going to say, what he was going to do to the president. He wanted to shoot the president, and he wanted to shoot the state of New York district attorney who indicted Trump. and he's got a ton of guns, and he was on the FBI's radar. So then Biden was landing in Utah yesterday. So Biden's like, fuck that shit. I'm not landing there till you guys take this fucker out. So that's what happened. We need to talk about that. It's absolutely phenomenal. Fantastic work by the FBI, as always. As always. I'll break down that. What else did I say I was going to talk about? No, that's it. Oh, I will tell you this. On Patreon, I have gotten on the radar of a far-right religious zealot who is bright. He's intelligent, but his brain is clouded up by all the religion shit. And so he's a far-right fanatic who is smart, but I have gotten on his radar, and he has produced a video takedown directed at me. And in it, he has clips of me doing my show. So somebody here in Ottawa County tipped him off, and he now has produced something. And I'm going to play it for you on Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists when I record that with Stu McAllister tonight at 7. In fact, I'm going to close with that. It's awesome. Somebody on Facebook sent it along, and he has an article. The guy has an article called These Are the People That Are Poisoning Ottawa County. In fact, I should probably just show you the article. I don't want you to, I don't want you to see it before it actually hits, though. So I want to see if I can show it to you without really showing it to you. I don't want you to find out where it is. All right, I'll show it to you. But you got to promise that you're not going to look at it. Some very misguided people are poisoning Ottawa County. We thought you should know. We're challenging those people in their own words by hitting a few back over the net. Who is Joe Spalding and why you should know more about him? That's a dude that I put on the air who's working to recall Lucy Ebel. So they play clips of Joe saying shit that they don't like. And then this guy, commentary from a father and a grandfather who loves his kids and grandkids. So that's the commentary. And then David Barnowski, he's in charge of one of the Facebook groups, Ottawa Objects. So he plays something from him, and then this is his response. Dan Scripsma, teacher, Jenison Public Schools. I know Scripsma. Nice guy. Eric Zane, podcaster and radio personality, says what he feels. Who is the real Eric Zane? Warning F-bombs. The other side of Eric Zane. And then this is the guy's commentary. So Stu and I are going to play this coming up on this edition, our first edition of Who Are These Ottawa County Fascists? And you're going to love it. I cannot wait to play this for you coming up on the show today. So sign up on Patreon if you would, patreon.com/Eric Zane. Megan knows Scripps. Terrific soul. He spoke at a one of those county commission meetings and ripped those people a new one. And then this right-wing lunatic took aim at two-time Jenison Teacher of the Year award winner. It's just ridiculous. So I am excited for you to hear what this guy has to say about your old pal EZ. And when I got it sent to me, I was like, oh, I've made it. I've made it. I was so happy. A lot of people know Scripps. Who cut the cheese? He was teacher at my school. He went to Jenison then. That's where he's from. He's also the swim instructor, swim coach. All right. Thanks to John in Jenison for joining back in on the show. That was fantastic. I'm so glad that you're back. I've been waiting for this, for you to once again join us and leave some more of your amazing wit to the audience. That was spectacular on this edition of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Big Fraud Zane, formerly nationally syndicated radio host. Nope, only thinks he's made it when a religious zealot picks on him. That's true. That's true. John writes, I'm not John. Guess again. You are too. Come on. Give me a break. Tyler says, hope your mail order bride is doing well. It's classic. He actually does have a mail order bride. He like went online and looked up China. Next thing you know, he's in business. Interesting. Okay. Before I wrap this up with the asshole of the day, thank you to Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600 for being part of the program. The multi-talented Megan, which I got to double check this. I think, okay, your sign is obscured again. Damn it. Sorry, my dear. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Servicing all makes and models with the exception of Volkswagen and Ashley's Car. You can reach out to my friends at Irvine's, their website, ERVines. That's ERVines.com. 616-532-6600 for Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Centered right in the middle of Grand Rapids. If you are in West Michigan, take your car or your cars to Irvine's. The asshole of the day today, as usual, brought to you by TC Paintball. Someone is suggesting the UPS drivers. UPS drivers didn't do anything, and you're just fucking jealous that they're making $170,000 a year. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The asshole of the day has to be John and Jennison. Once again, welcome. Congratulations to you, John. I appreciate you. Why are you picking on Kenny? That's fucking horrible. Kenny's the nicest person in here. One of. You're all pretty nice. I appreciate all of you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Part of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Patreon. A little bit later on. Till next time, have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.